Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a great day. It's June 15th, and today I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about uh, pretty much the normal stuff, the tropics and severe weather. We do have some activity going on in the tropics right now, so I'm going to start off by talking about that. So this is the Atlantic. Looks very active for mid-June. We have a disturbance down here. I'm watching this. Around an 80% chance of this forming within the next 5 days. That's from the National Hurricane Center, by the way. And then further to the east, this is a wave off of Africa. We have another disturbance. This one has a lower chance of actually forming into something, but nevertheless, something to watch. And then right now we have Tropical Storm Bill uh, with some maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. It's not a very big storm. We can see the tropical storm force wind field is pretty small. Uh, it's forecasted to be a storm for uh, really as far out as far as the cone goes. But it's going to be a post-tropical cyclone, not a tropical cyclone anymore. So, yeah, this hasn't really impacted the U.S. too much, but this actually did come off of North Carolina earlier, or a couple of days ago, and it actually did end up forming into a tropical storm. So that's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and talk about severe weather. So today we have 4 areas to watch. We want to watch the southeast along some type of front. I've noticed this. We have much drier air in this area. Not really cooler air. Maybe some cooler nighttime lows for areas of the southeast. Maybe even some 50s. As far as south as upstate South Carolina, northern Georgia. But along with this front, we have a chance of some severe weather from South Carolina over into the Houston area. And we do have a slight risk out for coastal North Carolina and coastal South Carolina, kind of centered around Myrtle Beach and Wilmington. Another area to watch is up in the northeast. We have a marginal risk that goes from Maine down into the Boston and Providence areas. And then we have 2 areas to watch in the high plains and in the northwest. Areas from Oregon into western Montana, with marginal risk up there, and another marginal risk from southeastern Montana down into western South Dakota. Now on day 2, Wednesday now, this day 2 doesn't look extremely interesting. We do have a marginal risk for Minnesota. It's kind of centered on Minnesota there. 2 tour. But then the day that really interests me is Thursday. So this is Thursday. You have a slight risk already out for areas of Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. And that's going to be the main focus of today's video. So let's go ahead and take a look at the models, or take a look at the satellite right now. It does look like we have some type of storms going off in Colorado and New Mexico, and they do look like they are being caused by mountains. We can go back and yeah, we can see. Sorry, but that's what we have going on. We have not a whole lot of storms going on right now. The most active area is really the deep south areas of Florida, southern Alabama, really extreme southern Alabama. Some storms going off down there. We can see. Definitely looks like we have a northwest. Definitely looks like. Well, yeah, we can really tell if we play out the satellite that we have some cooler, drier air coming down into the south and the southeast here. And anyway, we can really take a look at temperatures. Let's see. Station plots. It's kind of too crowded, but maybe we could do it this way. It's not going to be really accurate, though, so we really can't. The temperatures aren't really following, though. It's mainly the dews. We'll look at this. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but dews in the 50s and dews around 60 coming down all the way in the central Georgia, South Carolina, Midlands, and so pretty dry air compared to what we had yesterday. And definitely some type of storm system did come through the area. Not really a significant difference in temps, so now we are going to be seeing some more cold air at night. Even 60s, low 60s. uh, in the deep in the southeast, and 50s further to the north. But it doesn't look like it's gonna affect daytime highs too much. It's gonna not feel it's not gonna feel as hot because we're gonna have lower humidity, but daytime highs are still gonna be around 90 for areas like uh, Atlanta, Columbia, and so it's not gonna be really chilly though. This is really a summer cold front. We can see in the GFS it indicates this bit of dry air stretching into the southeast, uh, coming in from Canada, so that's kind of interesting. Uh, and yeah, so I want to go ahead and go over to the NAM model. We're gonna talk about Thursday. So Thursday looks to be the most interesting day for severe weather. So Thursday afternoon here, pretty interesting looking setup. So there's some type of boundary there, another boundary here, maybe a low. The low looks to be right here, just by looking at dews. And we can still see we have that drier air remaining across the east. Dews in the 50s and 40s. A really moist air stretching up into the plains in the Midwest. With dews maybe even reaching the low to mid 70s. This is Thursday at 21Z. We don't have a lot going on mid-afternoon. But maybe we do have some storms starting to go off. The NAM indicates those in Iowa. So let's take a sounding of those. Alright, so this is interesting. We don't have a lot of capping. Plenty of instability. Shear profiles aren't that great. But definitely this sounding is going to support hail and damaging wind for sure. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at capping. Next layer, CIN. We have a lot of capping, but right where we had those storms going off, we have a break in the cap. So that is good. But we do overall have a lot of capping. Yeah, so 0 0 Z. This is 7 p.m. now. Let's see if it's going away. We have no the cap. It's still a very capped environment, but we're gonna have breaks in that cap where we could have storms going off, and the tornado potential with this definitely looks decent. This sounding would support a risk for tornadoes, and look at the instability. It has some extreme instability right there. Definitely damaging wind, some hail, and tornadoes are going to be the main threat. I think we're going to see a 5% tor risk for sure. A 10%, 10 sig, I don't think that's going to happen at this point due to confidence problems, but maybe if we see a little bit of an uptrend, we could see a 10% by day one. But I definitely think we're going to get a 5 tor out of this. The area that really looks the best is, of course, eastern Iowa, or central and eastern Iowa. I think hopefully Iowa can get some decent rain. That area hasn't been getting a lot of rain. There's some drought problems, but yeah. And then we have plenty of instability though. Look at this cape though. We have like extreme instability, and that's ML cape too. So that's pretty significant. 0 0 Z. The NAM has storms where we have our breaks in the cap. And of course, where we get those breaks in the cap, which the NAM has been certain with us having breaks in the cap in areas of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, that's really going to be where we're going to see the greatest storm potential. Now, if we see some breaks in the cap further to the south in northern Missouri, not that far south, but we could maybe see some isolated storms. But overall, this looks to be the most concentrated area. So yeah, now let's go ahead and talk about this weekend. Kind of see what kind of weather pattern we're gonna have this weekend. So Saturday afternoon definitely looks interesting. Let's go out to Saturday 18Z. You can see we have our potential tropical system making landfall right there, kind of in between Houston and Lake Charles. Hopefully that does not do too much. It does look like we're gonna have rain, a lot of rain though. In some areas, not really the south. The southeast really doesn't need rain. More or less areas in the South Carolina and North Carolina need more rain than areas of Louisiana, Mississippi. They don't really need rain down there. But so hopefully we don't have any flooding problems. But it is looking like we could see some flooding problems. And yeah, so we can see that tropical system making landfall Saturday afternoon in the GFS. Let's take a look at the Euro. This is the brand new run of the Euro. The Euro is very similar to the GFS with the low going in between Houston and Lake Charles. Uh, and the Canadian really has a very unorganized system. But yeah, so it does. So Saturday, I mean, it does look like we might have some high plains severe weather. An area we're also gonna want to watch is the east side of the tropical system. Maybe we could get some bands coming on shore. Maybe we could see a little bit of an enhanced tornado threat. Now these are temperatures Saturday afternoon. We can see a lot of rain across the south, so that's gonna help keep temperatures down during the day. Warm in the plains, warm in the southeast, or I guess the eastern side of the southeast. The western side's pretty cool, or not cool, but I guess cool for June. And the north is pretty mild, 60s, 70s, 80s in the northeast. It's not bad. And then Sunday, the heavier rain's making its way over into the southeast. To definitely tell where that is because of the cooler temperatures. And look at that, 100 degrees up in Amarillo, Texas. So we'll have to see if that actually verifies. But it does look like Sunday's going to be hot in the southwest and the central U.S. But yeah, so that'll wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back probably 2 days. I'm a little busy right now doing summer things, but yeah, so goodbye.